And that's what America needs right now. We got too many people looking for the $100,000 career so they can live next door, instead of people looking for the next technological revolution where they could transform the world. And that goes to your heart and your will. People, we got to get busy. We are a nation under attack. This nation under attack in science, technology, engineering from all over the country. China is graduating nearly 3 times the engineers that we are producing, and India is producing nearly twice the number of engineers that we are producing. If you want to find the economic viability of any community, you go to that community and you count the number of engineers. This is not supposed to be easy, and it's not going to get any easier. So you all need to come together and do what we know you all can do. But we can, I tell you, we can hope all that we want for you, but it's not going to happen until you want it for yourself. My little brother is an actor. And if you saw the movie 8 Mile, he was Papa Doc. If you saw the movie Notorious, he was Tupac. If you saw $1 Million Baby, he was the kid Morgan Freeman knocked out. If you saw We Are Marshall, that's him and opposite Matthew McConaughey. And if you saw The Hurt Locker, the movie, best movie, #1 movie last year that won 6 Oscars. If you saw the Oscars, when the Oscars went on TV, they had all these people up on stage, but they had one little knucklehead black dude on the stage screaming, "Ah! Ah!" That's my little brother. It runs in the DNA. And I'm sitting at home and I'm crying. I mean, I'm sitting my wine down and tears coming out my eyes. Because Avatar, everybody's saying Avatar was going to win. And we thought my brother was going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and it didn't happen. So I knew the only way that he can make it on that stage is if that movie won Movie of the Year. And people calling me all night, is it going to win? I said, look, my dog, stop calling me, bro. Stop calling me. Take the phone off the hook. Take the phone off. My wife coming in. Everything all right? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So when he won, I'm running around the couch like, ah! So I take my drink down, and I'm sitting there, and I mean, tears coming out my eyes. Because that let me know that dreams do come. Because I remember when he was in the 9th grade, and we was sitting there, and my mom was in the next room at the tender age of 51 dying from cancer. I'll never forget when we had to sit there and watch the undertaker come into our house and remove our mother's body. And I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how rich you are. There's nothing that can prepare you for the day when the undertaker come into your house and remove your mother's body. I can remember my little brother in 8th grade right there saying, screw this, forget this, I'm mad with the world, and me and him fought like cats and dogs. I'm like, you're going to get this education. You're going to do what's necessary. And I would fly down from Georgia Tech every time he got in trouble, and I'm like, you're going to do this. We would fight, literally, bam, bam. You're going to go to school because you can do this. When he got kicked in the butt, I fly to wherever he was and say, man, you can do this. Now, granted, I saw him on The View recently, and Barbara Walters asked him, if you wasn't an actor, what would you be doing? He said, I'd probably be a boring engineer like my brother. Bruh, I was waiting. I was just calling him. He on The View, I'm just calling him. He got off The View. He answered the phone. He said, what? I said, bro, I saw you on The View. He said, how I do? I said, let me tell you this. The next time somebody asks you if you wasn't an actor, what you'll be doing, and you say you're an engineer, the next time they ask you that, you say this. You tell them that you'll be a boring engineer like your brother, but I thank God my brother was a boring engineer, because the fact that my brother was an engineer, that allowed me to become an actor. John Adams, the second president of the United States, said that he must study war and politics when asked, why must you study war and politics? He said, I must study war and politics so that my children could study science, technology, engineering, mathematics, architecture, law, and medicine, such that their children can study art, history, culture. You build a nation with somebody who can do something. I said, now you tell them that. Now never forget, move my mom's body. So when I saw him up on TV that night, I realized dreams do come true, and tears was coming out my eyes. And I was trying to get in touch with him, but I know he was out celebrating. And about 4 a.m., he texted me. And he said, man, we did it. And I looked down, wiping the tears out my eyes, and I texted him back and said, no, dog, you did it. I said, I could have wanted it for you. We could have prayed for you. We could have hoped for you. We could have put you in the right schools. We could have given you help. But it wasn't going to happen until you wanted it for yourself. Michigan could put you in the M-STEM program. Michigan could give you financial aid. Michigan could give you tutors. Michigan could give you support. Michigan could give you all the wraparound services that you need. They can go and talk to the professors, but you are not going to achieve until you want to achieve for yourself. That's the will that we're talking about. And one thing my brother convinced me of, if he did it, it's capable for anybody. And more importantly, we know that it's capable for you. Michigan, we're not here to play, to dream, to drift. Brothers and sisters, we have hard work to do and loads to lift. Shun not the struggle. 'Tis God's gift. Be strong. Let's make this happen. Thank you all for listening. Any questions?
I've been bragging about this group, so I know we got questions.
Yes, sir.
Those two points you were talking about, diversifying your social circle and what the other...
Diversifying your social circle and a functional competency. Academic ability is not enough. You have to do the things necessary such that you're competent and you can function in the world. You have to do the things necessary such that you can operate in circles otherwise not like yourself. So as an African-American male, I tell people to be a part of NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers, but you better be a member of EACS, American Society of Mechanical Engineers, or something else where you can plug into the community that you want to one day operate in. You got me? That's the world in which we're living in. And I call that functional competencies, and leadership as a way of being and leadership as a way of doing. I just studied a fellowship studying with the ambassador, former ambassador James Joseph. He was the ambassador to South Africa under President Clinton. I studied under him in servant leadership for 1 year, and the whole study ended with with a visit to South Africa. We stood in the jail where Mandela, spent nearly 26 years. It was transformational because he became a different person, even though the problems was the same. And what former Ambassador James Joseph told me, he said, Calvin, what took you here, what got you here won't take you there. So my point to you is that what got you here to Michigan is not the same things that are going to take you out of Michigan. And some of us are struggling because we're still trying to rely on the things that took us here. Question. Yes, sir.
On the same topic of diversifying yourself, I was wondering if you were bilingual or multilingual at all, and if whether you are or not, how important do you think that is, and what languages do you find?
Oh, that's very important. I'm bilingual. When I got to Morehouse, everybody was laughing at me because of the way I talk, because I was saying things like, I'm bout it, how you do that there, and I'm the man right here. You heard me, Lil Wody? It's off the easy for sheezy up in here, cousin. See, I'm bilingual, man. Learning a different language is very important. And again, like I said, I like girls. So Spelman was across the street from Morehouse, and Spelman is an all-female college, and that was pretty much to my detriment because my goal in life was to take a class at Spelman. So we had to take 2 years of Spanish, and I falsified my registration because the only way you could take a class at Spelman is that you had to convince the register that you had a conflict at your home institution and you had a requirement that you had to fulfill. So I falsified my schedule, and then the register signed off that I could take Spanish at Spelman, and then I got the class at Spelman, then I went back and changed my registration at Morehouse to have all the classes I want. And that really didn't work out because they had 4 guys in a class and 47 girls. That really didn't work out. And I fell in love with one of the girls. And I followed her to Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic. I followed her to Oaxaca, Mexico. I followed her to Puerto Rico. Now she has a PhD in Latin American and Caribbean studies, and I can't speak any Spanish. And I ain't even get the girl. I lost out all around. 2 years of Spanish, bro, and the only thing I know is like C. And no mas. So if I could go back, the language thing is very important, especially in the world that we're living in now, especially Spanish in America, definitely Mandarin. I have a 6- and 7-year-old, they're taking Mandarin right now. I have a 6- and 7-year-old, and they're taking Mandarin right now. So when I'm saying diversify yourself, you got to put yourself in positions where you not only you learn about other cultures, travel. Met a professor earlier today who has a grant to take students to China for a month. If you could get into something like that, do it. See the world. I mean, I got married at 32 years old. I went and got a passport because I was getting married. Now, I'll never forget, we was in Frankfurt, Germany. No, I got the passport in 99 because in 98, I got married in 98. 99, I was going to Ghana, West Africa. I was in Frankfurt, Germany in the airport, and this little German kid walked by with his passport on. He had to be like 3 years old. And I'm like, where you going? See, in other countries, when they go on vacation, they go to another country. We leave New Orleans and go to Florida and think we went somewhere. Get you a passport, bro. Another mistake I made when I graduated, I wish I'd have just went over to Europe or somewhere for a year. See the world. Broaden your horizons. One more question, because Derek getting close to me. Get in close, I'm going to punch you. Bam! 8 count, 1. Any more questions? We got to have another question. We're talking about diversity. And the only 2 questions came from black males. I'm not going to do that. I taught at Tulane for 12 years. In 12 years, I taught 14 black kids. So my whole educational professorship was pretty much educating middle-class white kids from suburbs that otherwise came to Tulane University. You're talking about difference. Them dealing with me, and I'm dealing with them. Can you imagine a shock on it? Can you imagine a shock on your face if you walk into a class and I'm the teacher? I'm quoting Tupac, Big Meech, Larry Hoover, Whippet Worth. Hallelujah.
Another round.
Thank you.